And then he says, he has also received stolen Google data from Nick Rekieta, who accessed my Google account without my permission.
All right.
That's a big claim.
So if you don't know, they're going through Aaron's HRO request for Nick Rekieta and Patrick Melton. And again, I don't know if either of these will stick, but the one for Patrick Melton, I think that's got some fucking legs on it because it's just too much. It's too creepy. I don't know, Nick. It's like you're all fucking each other. Like, whatever. But I don't know. That's just my opinion, not a fact. We'll see what happens. But
can you
that's
prove
a huge claim. That's like it's criminal.
Okay, wait.
And from what I've heard and what I have gathered over the course of several months,
there to try to like garner sympathy as
over the course of several months, April.
It's criminal.
Can you show did? And then he says, he has also received stolen Google data from Nick Rekieta, who accessed my Google account without my permission. Like, that's a big claim. Can you prove that?
That's a huge claim.
That's fucking true. I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to say that. That is fucking 100% true. He did. Nick Rekieta had fucking sent Aaron's Google history to a lot of fucking people. I don't only know that from Aaron. I know it from fucking April. It's true. It's a big claim because it's fucking true. You're sitting here talking about it. This is what it is. So, you know what? Now that I say it, Nick, that HRO may stick. I mean, come on. You did do that. I know exactly the fucking people that you sent it to. And I know it from April because she's like, are we going to go to jail? I'm like, stop tweeting. Get off the fucking whippets and call it a day. What are you doing? That's a bit. That's not good. That is not good. You come on. If you think that just went away, it didn't. Oopsies. I don't care. Whatever. What did I say? Nothing.
That's like it's criminal.
It's criminal. Exactly. It's criminal.
And from what I've heard and what I have gathered over the course of several months, April is the one that had a copy of that. I'm just saying, I don't
know.
If you can prove it. Sure, I'll get behind it and be like, damn, that's fucked up, you know. But I don't. Can't.
It's a very good. You know what? And nice to see you here. This is a creepy avatar, but it's a good question. Never seen your name in here before, and it's kind of a scary picture. But how much does Nick and Melton pay them? I don't think anything. However, they always accuse me of being like too biased and trying to protect my friend. But they can't see their own bias. I don't know how many times I can say, like, I recognize where Aaron fucks up, and he recognizes where he's fucked up. And I mean, my God. And I recognize why people, it's so easy to make fun of the man. Of course. It's like hilarious. It's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world to do, which is why it's like just so pathetic that they all do that. But I know him he's trying to right his fucking wrongs. And I'm not just defending him for defending sake. I'm not even defending him. I'm just saying this is what it is. I know these people. I very limited contact with fucking Rekieta other than like the thousands of paragraphs of messages he sent me saying how he wasn't on drugs. And it's just all fake. Okay. which that came out to be true. And being on one stream with him. But like Aaron and April, like, I mean, I just talk about people I know. I'm not melty, not inserting myself in anything. But you're right, because I don't understand where their bias comes from, and they can't kind of pull themselves out of it. They do say, like, we don't think that was right, or this wasn't right, but they're far more. They should be hard on everyone if they're unbiased human beings that aren't being paid. So I don't know. I mean, I definitely don't think they're being paid by anyone. They just, it's easier and gets them more clicks to make fun of Aaron, who is actually a very nice human being who recognizes his own foibles. Okay. Does Nick? No. And no. I don't think he still thinks he did anything wrong. He was in a sexual and very romantic relationship for a very long time, even though he had a wife. How would you feel like if you were in the side house? No. I don't mean to yell. I like these ladies. I digress.
Can you prove it?
Can
Right.
you? Don't
He
make
bragged about
fun, Keanu.
this on his streams as well as in his Discord message
Oh my
board.
gosh.
I'm just saying, like,
Don't
if you can prove it, sure. I'll get behind it and be like, damn, that's fucked up, you know, but I don't,
Right.
can you prove it?
Right.
He bragged about
Yeah,
this
we're
on his
trying to
streams
unite
as
the
well as in his
evidence.
Discord message board. This man does seem to have an obsession with me that borders on clinical. So now he's okay. So anyway, they say, do you believe the harassment will continue? Yes, no, why? And he doesn't check anything because he's retarded. And it says, as I stated, and then a new sentence over here. Much of the harassment and threats Patrick has made has been for profit, publicity.
This is I hate to do this again, but you're making a very good point. I didn't realize you were a mother, whoever you are. So you got to change that picture. It's frightening, but it definitely attracts my attention. As mothers, isn't there a best way to make a few extra diaper dollars? Why are they so attracted to people like Melton and Nick who have questionable adult proclivities? Thank you. Well, I will give them this. They try and be, bipartisan, unbiased. They try to be, but I can just from my perspective, I can just see them like, and we're going to get into it. This is a good point because we're going to get into it because when they hear something that like they don't want to hear that shits on Nick or Melton a little bit, they go, well, I don't know, that wasn't right of them, or, but with Aaron, you're a monster. And they are mothers. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're being paid. And they, by the way, they never go like, yeah, that they think that anything that Patrick said about Aaron's kid was funny. They're like, everybody thought it was gross. But back to Aaron. That's the problem I have. It's like, okay. And also, yes, it's like, oh, let's all cry for Nick getting his kids taken away. Well, listen, they needed to be. And then why don't you do an episode on like, wow, so, early after, you got your fucking kids back, you go to Hackamania with your Coke fridge? Make that make fucking sense. I don't claim to be like some kind of like, arbiter of what is like moral and what is not, but it seems very fucking clear. So that's why you can definitely tell these women's bias. I don't think they're being paid, but they think they're being paid in clicks, and they know that shitting on Aaron is more clicks for them. They should be a little bit more harsh on, strip mall former lawyer boy, I think. Wouldn't you be? Look at the way he talks to women.
We were in a sexual and very romantic relationship for a long time.
You have a wife, weirdo. Good point, though. Good point. It's wild. Bum. Let's see.
Be online to pay his bills. If he does not do this, the small number of
Do not do
sycophants
these
that
supplements.
have
Do
also
not.
become obsessed with
Okay.
my life will stop giving him money, and he may even become destitute. This, like,
Dude.
this harassment will continue towards myself and my children until he is made to stop.
Do not make me pull up the mean comments about them. Y'all are making me laugh. You need to super chat it if you want to say a mean comment, or else I will not pull it up. They sent me a free t-shirt, for Christ's sake. We had a conclave. They don't know. They don't, like what they say about me. I guess they think I'm just trying to defend my friend. Maybe they don't realize that they're trying to overly try and defend who they think is a friend, which is Nick Rekieta, who's the worst person on earth. His kid tested positive for cocaine. You got to be kidding me. You got to be fucking kidding me. Oh my God. He was going to leave his wife for April and left her in the side house. You can't make it up. He left her in the side house, said he was going to leave his wife, and she's despondent staring at the ceiling. It's wild. How could they be friends with him? But maybe, just maybe. We have a little bit more in common than they think. How about that? All right.
I believe it is a compulsion at this point, and he could not stop himself if he tried. He is in too deep. Ask the court as follows: respondent shall not harass me or my minor children. He's asked, no contact, stay away from where we live, 1,000 feet, yada, yada, yada. Yeah.
We need to talk about the
Agreed.
whole
100%.
that
Oscar, you are always on point. You can't take somebody's side because they're a friend or a family member. Wrong is wrong. It's black and white. The fuck is wrong with people? That's what I'm saying. That's the thing about Aaron. He knows what he did was fucked up and wrong. Admits it wholeheartedly. Yes, he's easy to make fun of, all right? But I have not seen that whatsoever. And this is like one of the first messages I sent back to Nick when he sent me a goddamn 1,000-page essay on how he doesn't do drugs. I'm like, you just don't seem to be taking any accountability whatsoever, man. You don't know what accountability I've been taking. Somebody else did this to me. And that is black and white. There's no sides. Just because I happen to know two of the people and then have been on a stream with the other one, which I shudder to think that I was even on a screen with that fucking loser. It's just very clear. So maybe these two don't know that they're doing what they're accusing me of. They're like, well, God, Keanu, don't do a Southern accent. All right, I'll do it. Well, Nick does come on our channel and it does get us views. So maybe, we'll skim over the parts where he's done wrong. Like that if you're accusing me of that, then hey, you're fucking doing it, man. Like, come on. I'm here to debate you. Thank you for the t-shirt.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the whole him saying that it's an obsession to the point where Melton is in too deep, that if he stops talking about Aaron, he would be destitute.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta admit, that's kind of a funny sentence. I don't know. I can't help but laugh about that. Would he be? There's a reason, if he really does kind of need to talk about Aaron to have anyone watch him. The word destitute is drastic, but it's kind of funny at least. And he should be terrified for his life. Aaron should be terrified. No, I'm just teasing. He's a creep. He's a creep. It's funny, and it's sort of like a little dig there that he did say destitute, because it is funny. Okay, it's funny. And he wasn't trying to be funny. He was trying to be, this man needs me to, you know, feed his fake wife and himself. He's got a lot of stomachs being such a cow. That was rude. I take it back. We're not here to fat shame.
Like,
how do you think he made it the 35, 36 years before he started covering you, Aaron? Like, get over yourself.
35 years?
we have seen now, him not being able to talk about the Nick situation is putting him on shaky grounds. And he hasn't been talking much about Melton either.
You know, it's Melton. Okay, so they're all in the same fucking situation then. That does put Melton on shaky grounds. And you can say all the fuck you want that Melton, well, he's allowed to talk about him. But if he wants to fight this HRO, wouldn't you give Aaron the advice like, shut up. Shut up. If you have a court case going on, don't talk about them at all, even though you're allowed to. Imagine if Melty Poo can't talk about Aaron. He's just going to go right back to the sweetest man on earth, fucking Michael Ray Bauer, dear friend of ours. Like, yeah, if he wanted to go away, then I would. I mean, I don't know. You shut the fuck up about it? Aaron's made that mistake before. But it looks like he has to do it to, you know, feed himself. And that's a lot of boxes of cereal.
Actually, ever since he did file that HRO, he didn't really talk about Melton as much until he got frustrated because Melton wasn't saying anything about the HRO. But still, it's just like, what are you trying to do here, bud?
It's the most pussy move I've seen in a really long time. Like, it's bad enough to be like, to challenge 5 men to a boxing match and then back out of it. Like, that was bad enough, right? But like,
right.
This is, now you're actually using and abusing, dare I say, the court system for people that you just want to stop talking about you. Have you been on the internet before? That's not how it works.
Right.
And you know that because you abuse that on the opposite end of it, while Nick and Kayla and April couldn't say anything to defend themselves. You abuse that too. You know how this works. Now, you know, anyway.
Well, you know what? We had said on multiple occasions too. How is he going?
It's, like I said, it's not exactly about that. It's more like a bizarre, don't say fat, a bizarre rotund man who's made a career out of harassing me online and saying sexual things and has said sexual things, thinking it's a joke about my daughter, now shows up in my town, buys a 360-degree camera to try and catch me going into the courthouse, waits outside of the elevator to try and get a photo of me. Yes, it's a public place, but then he goes one further. He goes to Stoney's. He goes to his gym. He said sexual things about his underage daughter. Yes, I guess he was trying to make a joke and be edgy, but it's still fucking creepy. It's where the internet, it's like, wait, whoa, now you're showing up here? That's weird. How do you not look like a fucking lunatic? How does Melton not look like a fucking lunatic? So, I mean, and I hate to say it about you gals, but you're fucking sweeping for him. That's why people are asking if you are being paid by them. Are you? Oh, they have the super tip system. So I guess they gotta like fucking, I guess they really can't say, you know what? That's something that never occurred to me. I guess they really can't say anything that bad about them. God, that's a lawsuit waiting to fucking happen. It's just waiting to happen. YouTube terms of service going around your head. There you go. All right, so that maybe that's their reasoning. It's hard for me not to be like, gosh, you stupid. No, It's not hard for me. I like them. They're actually very nice ladies, but they want to act like everybody else has some kind of, trying to defend their friend. No, you're not all right here. Yeah.
Going to react when Nick can finally respond to what he said. And
Hate-
now we see,
keep
okay,
pausing it. I hate to keep pausing it. Even, I'm sorry, Jackie, and I love you. I know this is a joke to have all of his mugshots behind you or whatever. But you're both in white t-shirts. You both look like a crazed Aaron obsessed fan club. Look at yourselves. You look like you're in a fucking, you look like you're in a weird cult. I don't know. It does look bad. Brian Landon, thank you. Hang on one sec. Brian Landon, thank you for the $1.99. Exactly. He's a lunatic. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't seem like a lunatic. He's a fucking lunatic. I can't imagine. He has a wife and he goes, yeah, I'm going to Minnesota. Why? Melty? Why, hubby Melty? Well, I think I'm going to go to Aaron Imholt's court thing. She's like, who's that? He's like, shut up. Don't worry about it. It's an internet thing. Why'd you buy this really expensive camera? So I could try and catch him walking into the courthouse. What else are you going to do? Well, I'm going to go to all of his favorite places. Why? I don't know. Made really sexual jokes about his underage daughter. How is it not lunacy? How is it not grounds for fucking harassment? I understand that he only went public places. It's not like he went to his house, but believe me, he probably thought about it. He probably knows exactly where he fucking lives. I've seen Patrick Melton go through every inch of one time when Aaron was doing a stream when his fucking system crashed or whatever. He was like, hey guys, here's I'm doing we're continuing the stream, and he was just walking around his house. Patrick Melton spent 2 hours looking at pictures on the wall and the layout of the home and pictures of his kids. How do you not seem like a lunatic? It must mean you're a lunatic. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. It's just very fucking true. It's fucking it is creepy. It's enough. And that's why it's not that crazy. I don't think for Aaron to say he might be destitute if he doesn't do these things, which is why he thought in his fucking fucked up, I don't know, fat covered brain. Sorry to make fat jokes. But it's that's why maybe he just doesn't understand why he is a lunatic and a creep. He's creeping people out. And no person would look at this from knowing nothing about it and say, oh, yeah, that's not creepy at all. It's creepy, Melton. It's creepy. You know what you said about his goddamn underage daughter. Come on. Ew. So, yeah, it's yeah, I know it. You're allowed to continue talking about him. But should you?
One, that's another thing. What about the other two kids? Don't you want to protect them too?
Yeah, I think in his mindset it was probably oh, this is the only one I have him evidence of him talking about or whatever. So this is the only one. And also it's probably because he's oh, a third world aristocrat has that already. I don't have to do my own research, so it's already there.
Oh yeah.
Imagine. Okay, let me shut up. I about said something.
Oh, you mean a lovely in a little packaged clip with a bow on it of all the times that Patrick Melton has said something fucking really creepily untoward about a kid. Yeah, all right. So what? He sent a fucking, or probably sent a fucking clip of that. Wouldn't you? You guys have fucking kids, right? I mean, it's like, come on. You wouldn't like it if fucking like put yourself like in that situation. Say you were Aaron. I'm gonna like this. And you guys were what Melton talked about all day long. Imagine, like, say that Patrick Melton dedicated his life to fucking talking about you guys, making fun of you guys or whatever. And that's all fine and good or whatever. But, and then he says, fucking really? Fucking we're turning around your kids? And maybe he was trying to be edgy or do whatever. He thinks he's he's a failed comedian, blah, blah, blah. It was in bad taste. You guys know that. You guys know that wholeheartedly. Then Patty shows up in your town now. He's going to all your favorite places. He's going to, your favorite Ruby Tuesdays. And he say you had a court case. You guys wouldn't. This is a terrible example, but you'd be a little creeped out, at least a little creeped out. And you'd probably send the clip of, then somebody made of like the man saying like weird shit about kids. I mean, you probably would. So I'm just saying, like, maybe recognize your bias. It's bizarre for you to. It's just kind of bizarre for you to defend it. But I get it. I guess.
Something I shouldn't have. Well, it still is like, okay, but if you're going to do that, why wouldn't you just include them anyway and be like, just in a generalization, because my children live together or they're always together when they're, at my place, I would like to just make sure all three are protected. It's just weird. Yeah. To me, if I were a judge or something, I'd look at it and I'd be like, why would you? I don't know. It's just odd. I understand why. But...
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that he's dumb enough that he didn't be like, oh, protect my child also at my ex's house too. Right. Because then her address would have been out there.
Yes, but if you're scared of this person, you want your kids, all three of them, protected everywhere. And if they spend the majority of their time at the other address, that's what you do. Yeah. It's like, or you don't do the fucking paperwork that you know is going to leak online.
Okay. Yeah, well, they're not wrong there. He should have. But you still can't say the man is not like freaked out. Sorry. Who wouldn't be freaked out by this? It's crazy. It's crazy. Lunatic creeper behavior. Yeah, you're right. And you know what? Patrick probably, what's so fucked up is like Patrick probably knows where his Ashley lives. That's what's fucking even creepier. That like y'all thought about that. Aaron should have put that shit on there. Absolutely. I'm sure he's done a fucking home tour of her house too. Oh my God. He's going to look back at this and be like, Jesus Christ. I'm a creep. Oh. I don't know how he says to his wife, yeah, I'm going to Minnesota. For what? To just stalk someone?
Pick a lane. But it's not either, no matter how you look at it, it's all bad. It's
all
like,
bad. You always call him the rake stepper. Like, this is like, dude, why? It's like, oh, I honestly can almost see it like as Regina George at the end of Mean Girls with the burn book, and she's like running around screaming, going, ah! And he's like screaming, like typing out this thing after his case, and he was in custody for like an hour, and him just like rage filling this shit out.
The burn
It was
book.
because he had to look in the mirror and be like, damn, that's a big L, right? And he could not have that. He could not have that. He could not stand.
No, okay. Come on, ladies. Come on. It's not Regina George in the burn book. Please. It is.
Good reference.
Great reference. They didn't know the name of it. It's not, also what happened in that is she said something about herself and like twisted the whole thing around. So actually that's a really bad reference. It's not like Aaron was like, God, I can't lose. It's like, no, a weird man who's obsessed with me and has had said sexual things about my fucking daughter who's underage, whether they're a joke or not, showed up in my fucking town, bought a camera, was waiting for me to come out of an elevator. All right, is it not? You look like a lunatic, Patrick. It's not like at some point you go like, oh fuck, okay, this is scary now. I have a kid to protect. Whether or not he was like, you never know. All right, you never fucking know. I assume if you have a kid, somebody says something weird and they harass and say like, fucking awful shit about you online all day long. Yes, Aaron's a public person, but then they show up where you live. They go to all the places. He's not like an investigative journalist. He's just a crazed fat man who said weird shit about your kid. Come on. You've got to understand. Look, it's not like, oh no, I got an L because I violated my restraining or, my revenge porn thing. Like, it's not the burn book Regina George situation. It is literal, like, okay, this is too much. Let me see what I can do. Fair? Brian Landon, thank you for the $4.99. Objectively, Melton would have never been there, but for Aaron's violation and hearing. Okay, objectively, Melton would have never been there, but for Aaron's violation and hearing. Yes. Lunatic. That's why I love him, but still, Toe was butthurt. Okay. Yes. It's not as if... Okay, that's a very good point. I'll give you that, Brian. And because I give credit where credit's due, I don't think Patrick is bad at what he does. I don't think that he's realizing what a fucking lunatic he looks like right now. I think he found his niche, but your niche you can't just be good at being obsessed with one man and saying heinous things about the fucking... Whether or not, obviously they're jokes or whatever. You still said fucking really creepy shit. You do a tour of his house and then you show up there. It would have been worse. Yes, I suppose, if Patrick Melton just showed up out of the blue to tour all of Aaron's favorite places. It would have been worse. But you cannot fault the man for being like, all right, now I'm getting creeped out. He said weird shit about my kids. And we don't know if that's like he's just trying to be edgy or not. We don't know that for a fact. He has made a lot of jokes about that. A lot. So... if you want to blame Aaron for getting that thing in the first place, I guess, then that's fine. But we don't know. If people got bored of it, who's to say that Patrick wouldn't have just shown up there? If he's willing to do this, he's making himself look bad because at the very least, he looks like a fucking lunatic. Whether the HRO sticks or not, he looks like a fucking creep. So, but it's a very good point. Very good quandary, I'd say.